What's up, everybody? We are back for another Contractor Weekly. My name is Armando J. Cox. I am your host for this live stream, weekly live stream, coming to you live from Denver, Colorado. I am a roofing company owner here in Denver. We do hail restoration, just like all you guys out there. And I know the grind, I know what it's like being a roofing company owner and all the ups and downs. So, this show is a little bit of a, kind of a refreshing thing for you to kind of have some fun, listen to some industry content that's not just all like sales and grind and all that kind of stuff. It's a little different. So we do have some really fun, exciting guests today. We have Steve Patrick, we have Matthew Danskin, I've got Nick Peret, Summa Media. I've got Logan Graff with Crest Exteriors coming on. We've got and Logan's been kind of a regular on the show at this point. So we've got some really awesome guests. I can't wait to talk to Steve Patrick about starting his Facebook group, Level the Playing Field, years ago, and it's grown to be enormous. So we're going to kind of get the story about that and have Matthew on the phone as well and kind of talk about some of the things he's doing and some other interesting stuff going on in the industry. So that's going to be our show today. Please stay tuned. It's a long one, so I hope you're ready for a nice, long, entertaining time coming up right now. Let's cut to the intro. Once we're done with it, I can keep it going.
I gotta be right back. Oh, you ready?
Yeah. Yeah, once the intro's done.
The intro's done.
All right. Yep.
How's everything? Perfect. Sounds great.
So let's talk about some stuff going on in the news. I always like to cover material prices because OSB is still extremely high. And not only is OSB really high, but siding has gone really high. Roofing materials keep going up and up. I just kind of found out they're doing a 4 to 9% increase this month in all the roofing materials, which is pretty nuts. We also have, I just kind of we quoted a siding job last year, in November or so, and it was going to be about $5,500. She wasn't ready. They didn't want to do it. They wanted to wait till the spring type of situation. So we were like, okay, let's wait till the spring. So here we are now, pretty much the summer. They want to get going with the siding job. And it's and now we're kind of looking at the new quote, and it's around $9,500 at this point. So, from November at $5,500 to now the summer to $9,500 is a huge jump. And that's mainly because the siding prices themselves of vinyl siding has increased dramatically. And not only has it increased, but there's also been quite a few shortages. So those shortages are causing the increases as well, because what is left behind is in high demand, so they can charge more for it. So the siding prices have gone up, labor prices have gone up because our labor prices, people don't really want to work for any less than $300 a day at this point, installing siding and doing any kind of contracting work. The installer himself, who's a skilled guy, he's charging $600 to $800 a day, so and this guy does really good quality work. So, and he's in demand. So, how are we doing with Logan? Is he,
Logan has not joined.
okay, we might just kind of skip Logan and talk about his slogans at least. Oh, he said, yes, he's,
Oh, wait, is he under? I got somebody else in here.
yeah, Logan's text telling me he's on. So,
I got Steven's iPhone and Matthew Dansky.
cool. Let's do Logan first.
Okay, Logan is Steven or Steve or.
No, Steve is Steve. And I'm not sure why Logan's coming up under a new name.
I got Matt Dansky here.
Okay, let's hold off on Matt. Let's just let him hold for a moment. And then, if we can get Logan on, that'd be awesome.
Okay, he says he's joined the meeting.
Okay, so real quick, before we get going to Logan's slogans, I just want to really encourage you guys, be careful about when you're quoting your jobs. Keep some room in there for the increase, even a week or two down the road. The insurance aspect of it is a whole nother ballgame we'll talk about later on my Roofing It podcast. So, I have this weekly live stream, but I also have the Roofing It podcast where we go in depth. Just search me Armando J. Cox Roofing It podcast, and you'll see a lot of episodes on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts of like, we go in depth with like different industry leaders. So check that out. Today we have, let's get Logan on the phone. Yeah, let's patch in Logan at this point. Is he in?
Logan is Logan Steve.
I think, yeah. Wait, Logan is Logan Graff. Steve is Steve Patrick.
Okay, so Steve's ready, but Logan is still not on here.
He says, it says Zoom link not connect. Zoom link not connecting.
What's his email?
He's trying to get me on Messenger, but we can't really do Messenger.
LG at Crest what?
So part of live stream is that we are live and we have some technical difficulties occasionally, So, I want to do like phone calls on this live stream where you can just like call in, and we've been doing that and it's been working. The sound on phone calls is not great, but the sound on the Zoom link is pretty good. So, okay. So yeah, Logan's going to come up right now and we're going to go over his, Logan slogans today, because, let me just pull that up. It's hard for me to do technology and speak at the same time, but here we are. Let me get my headphones because I need this to hear Logan. Logan, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, great. Can you turn up my headset a bit? So awesome. Let's see. Is he in the Zoom? Is he in the screen on screen? Okay, you can hear me. That's good. Let's see. Are you on the Zoom, like on your end? Because I don't see you just yet.
Yeah, I am.
You can't see me? Okay. You probably won't be able to see me, Logan, but I'm going to be able to see you. What was
Great.
that? Okay. So Logan, thanks for jumping on the call. Let's talk about your Logan slogans today, which I'm about to read it. If you want to achieve greatness, stop asking for permission. #Logan slogans. So I love that one, man. I mean, for people who kind of don't know Logan, you are a partner at Crest Exteriors. You have come up with Logan slogans to spread positivity in not only the industry, but the entire world of people around you. Can you tell us a little bit about why you chose, if you want to achieve greatness, stop asking for permission?
Yes. First off, thanks for having me again, Armando. This is great stuff that you guys are doing. So, greatness in general isn't achieved by everyone. And it's kind of a mentality. Instead of asking and waiting and thinking it's okay to need someone's permission before you go and achieve what you want to accomplish, you're going to have to take that step forward eventually anyways. So my point is, stop waiting for permission and asking for permission and just roll the dice. Get moving, get started. You're going to have to do it eventually anyways. You might as well do it now. Stop asking for permission, take some action, get started, and greatness will come.
Logan, you are the perfect person to kind of say this, because you are a partner. You have a business partner that is a really serious guy. Well, I mean, he's actually not that serious of a guy. He's pretty funny, but he's a great business person, And like you have ideas that you want to implement, but you have an actual business partner. Like, how do you like achieve greatness and not ask for permission while you have a business partner? How do you do that?
Well, it comes back to the blind trust that we have as partners in business. We trusted each other enough to get into business together, and we know what our goals are. We know what we have to do to execute those goals. Doesn't mean we're perfect. We certainly make mistakes. However, execution is the key. Moving forward and making decisions quickly is going to get you where you need to go. And if that's greatness or if it's just good, whatever the case may be, you got to execute. So we make decisions. We have a few things that are somewhat boundaries or limits on what we make decisions on before we would communicate together. And, we talk several times a day. Our wives kind of get mad. Sometimes we talk to each other more than we talk to our spouses, but hey, that's business. But, we're both go-getters. We have a lot of employees and a lot of team members who are counting on us to be able to make decisions. So it's better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. And nothing great was ever achieved by tiptoeing. You can't do a cannonball by just
part of what you're saying is that with the business partner is that having this sort of like blind trust, and each person kind of like, he trusts you as much as you trust him, and you guys just sort of go for it. But you're also like combined with like the communication. You're in such regular communication that like, if you're going to do some kind of like, crazy idea, like for marketing, for example, it's just natural that you're going to like mention it to him throughout the course of the day because you guys talk so much.
Certainly, and we set budgets and we have weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annual goals. We know what our budgets are. We know what our plans are. We know what we have to do to execute. And like I said, we risk a lot from day to day, but most of it's calculated risk.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. So for guys out there who see this quote and like, man, how can I, achieve greatness and still have a business partner and ask for permission? It's kind of like, look, if you have a business partner, you should be in regular communication with that business partner, throughout the day. And you should also have blind trust in each other, and that kind of thing. And so I think those are two really good, key pieces of advice for, kind of based on these quotes that you came up for today.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, Logan. Hey, thanks for jumping on the call. And thanks for being such a supporter and a friend of the show. And we'll keep, I'm going to keep hitting you up to kind of keep elaborating on these, quotes that you're coming up with, because I think they are very important to spread this positivity, especially in this world that's so uncertain, so crazy these days. You know what I mean?
And it's my pleasure. I appreciate the kudos, the good words, and we're happy to be a part of it. You guys have a great day. Okay.
Well, stay tuned because we're going to have Matthew Danskin on the phone here now on the line on the show, and he's going to talk a little bit about what he's been up to.
All right, looking forward to it. I'll stay on there. Thank you.
Yep. All right, so that was Logan Graff, guys. So if you want to achieve greatness, stop asking for permission. Go for it. Execute on your plan, and you might fall flat on your face, and that's okay. You just get back up, you dust yourself off, and you keep moving forward. So we're going to move on now to the second guest that we have, Matthew Danskin. Is he on the line yet?
Yes, I am.
Oh, Matt, there you are. Cool. So, hey, it's great to have you on the show. Thank you for being a part of it. How's your day going today?
It's going okay. We've got a lot to do. It's a busy day today.
Is it? Okay. Well, what's your day-to-day like? I mean, so people who may not know, we have Matthew Danskin on the phone, on the Zoom call, and Matthew is the owner of, you're also an actual roofing contractor, and you're also the owner of Insurance Restoration Referral System, right? It's a very systematic, sort of program that you offer to people to help them get their name out there with insurance agents and help get leads from insurance agents. Is that right?
Yeah. So my company, Restoration Referral System, I teach contractors how to get referrals from insurance agents. Just one quick correction. I'm not a roofing contractor.
Really?
So I'm just doing that consulting. I found I've got time to do one thing well.
Yeah.
And so I'm just doing the consulting now.
Well, tell us a little bit about that, Matt. I mean, you were a roofing contractor for a while. This is news to me. I thought you were still selling roofs, and it sounds like how long ago did you stop selling roofs and go all in on the insurance on consulting?
It's been probably a little over a year that I've just been doing that. I do a little bit of building consulting for some PAs as well. So I still get on some roofs. I still get involved in the process here and there. But for the most part, the consulting has kind of taken off. It's been really, really cool getting to learn how to teach and being able to be involved in an area that I really enjoy and getting to focus on that one area in a lot of different people's businesses.
And so what is your day-to-day like? I mean, gosh, I'm still kind of surprised about you not selling roofs anymore. I mean, you did that for so long, right? I mean, you did that in Colorado, you did it in Nashville, and you were doing it for a long time while you were kind of getting your consulting business off the ground, right? And then what happened? Like at some point where you're just like, this is just too much. I'm selling roofs. I'm doing consulting. The consulting is going well. Like, can you kind of tell us that that little, it must've been like a month period of time where that transition happened. Is that right?
Yeah, it was, I kind of slowed down on the roofing sales just because I didn't have time for it, fortunately. Still had referrals coming in, of course, but really it came down to there's a lot of situations where, if you have someone pay you to do consulting, to do training for them and their team, and you've got an onboarding call scheduled, something like that, you're going to do some one-on-one training with them, and you have an adjuster call and say, this is when we're meeting, somebody's going to win that battle. And so I realized, like I said, I could only do one of those things really, really well. I'll allow it to have my my full attention. And
so there's a lot of people, including me,
yeah.
who try to make the transition from roofing to just doing something else that they're passionate about. Clearly you're passionate about consulting. Clearly you're passionate about helping contractors with, getting more referrals from insurance agents. And you sort of like made that jump. I mean, was it kind of scary that first couple months where you just kind of like, I'm not selling roofs anymore, I'm declining referrals? Like, was that kind of scary at that time, or was it like pretty straightforward, like just made sense and it was kind of easy?
No, I mean, as a business owner, there's always moments that are scary. As you're growing a business, you're taking a leap from one area to the other. You're investing into one thing or the other. So, fortunately, I have sold a bunch of roofs, and sometimes that money gets delayed. So, fortunately, I still had money coming in while I focused on ramping up my consulting company. So it's always a little bit scary. But really, I pretty much started consulting when I moved from Denver. That's kind of the whole impetus of it, is that I was just doing it for myself. And once I decided to leave Denver, that's when I had some of my local competitors reach out to me.
Well, it sounds like one thing you did really right with consulting and like making the transition is you kind of like had done consulting sort of like part-time at first, and you were sort of building up that side of the business and still, bringing in income with roofing. And then at some point you were like, okay, I've got enough built up with roofing where I'm going to probably have another 3-4 months worth of income here because of the way insurance pays jobs. Right. And so you had those 3-4 months to kind of like jump into consulting, go full on. And so by the time that 3-4 months of, sort of income ran out, you had that 3-4 months to kind of like ramp up in consulting sales. Is that, do I have that right, more or less?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Because I think a lot of the mistakes some people make is you just kind of quit something cold turkey without having the other thing kind of ready to go, right? And then
right. Yeah, and I had been I'd been doing both for a little while, and so I could kind of see the trajectory that it was on. But it is it's always risky taking a jump from one thing to the next. But
yeah.
When you're on a rabbit wheel or a hamster wheel, in roofing, if you can't get ahead, which is where, I see a lot of roofing salespeople are kind of, they're constantly, they go through the winter and they're broke by springtime, waiting on that next storm. So fortunately, I'd done well enough to kind of, build myself some margin.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, hey, I'm going to put you on hold for a moment. Let's kind of do what we talked about. Like, we're going to bring Steve Patrick on now. Let's see if we can keep Matt on. He's going to be kind of like a co-host, help with some banter and whatnot. And let's see if we could get Steve on the phone now at this point, because I think Steve is kind of on standby, right?
Yeah, I see him there.
Oh, Steve, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, let me just adjust my headset a bit. They're coming in pretty light on my headset. Brock, I don't know if we're able to turn that up. Yeah. Okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Do we have Steve on the screen? Screen. Okay. So Steve, hey, thank you so much for jumping on the call here. We're just going to talk for like 10 minutes or so. We got Matt, Steve, say hi to each other.
Hey, Matt. As always.
Yeah. Can you guys hear each other?
Yeah.
Of course. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. So cool. Well, it's kind of exciting to us, just so you guys know, because we've been kind of, experimenting with the live stream and getting people to connect like online like this. And so we are live. Keep that in mind, guys. There's no filter. There's no editing, no nothing. This is just what you see is what you get. So, might not want to share anything you don't want the whole world to see live. But with that being said, Steve, let's talk a little bit about Level the Playing Field Facebook page specifically, because it's kind of fascinating to me, because you started that about 8 months ago, right? And so, sorry, if people don't know, we're talking with Steve Patrick. You're the owner of Level the Playing Field, not only the administrator of the Facebook page, but you also do appraisals, you do estimates, you do public adjusting, right? You do, you know, a little, all those types of services. Is that right?
Well, the page isn't 8 months old. It's several years old. And I don't do public adjusting, but my son, Adam, who runs Estimates Made Easy, is starting a public adjusting firm. So
okay.
I'll be helping him with that, but I don't do public adjusting.
Well, I meant to say 8 years, right? Because the level is Level the Playing Field about 8 years old, or is it less than that? 5 years old. Okay. And what was the story of that? Like, did you and Tony Rugas were like, you know what, maybe we should start a Facebook group?
You know, someone came to me and said, hey guys, you need to start. And I didn't know what a Facebook group was. I mean, I knew what Facebook was, but I didn't know what a Facebook group was. And so I looked into it and I told Tony, hey, we ought to start a Facebook group. He didn't know what it was either. I said, you know, with here in Dallas-Fort Worth area, with the North Texas Roofing Contractors Association, we'll probably get a bunch of them to join. And I thought, well, you know, if we don't mess it up, we might end up with 100 people on there, and we could disseminate information, we could train people and that sort of thing. And it's about to hit 16,000 people. It's just kind of taking a life of its own. It's nuts.
So I love how you said you thought maybe we can get 100 people, right? And it turned into so much more than that. And like once it started to kind of grow, did it grow really fast? What was the like kind of the trajectory of that?
It's turning into like a hockey stick. Man, we're getting like a couple hundred people a week joining. It's really kind of taken off in a life of its own. You know, who's to explain how that happened? I don't know. The Lord blessed us, I guess. You know, I don't know. So
what about way back like 5 years ago? Was it growing at that pace back then?
Oh, no. It was a slow growth back then. I was looking at some old goals that I had set several years ago. And one of them was to grow. We had just hit 1,000. It was to double that to 2,000. And that was just a few years ago. So yeah, now it's like 16,000. It's doubling every year.
And Steve, I mean, I love how Tony sometimes posts on there. He's like, okay, guys, just as a reminder, we actually are a business and we started this group because to help our business kind of like grow. Right. And,
Sure.
I feel like he kind of has to do that because people sort of forget that it's sort of the basis of your business, not the basis, but it's one of the ways that you've kind of gotten your name out there. It's been very effective. And so, has it helped your business? Has it been like a dramatic? I feel it seems to me, just as an outsider, that it would be sort of a dramatic, you know, increase in your business. But I'm curious, like coming from you, has it been a dramatic growth in your business or not so much?
Yes. So again, that's how people know who we are primarily. You know, people know me other ways as well, but if it hadn't been for the Facebook group, that would probably not be the case. And so the Facebook group has been instrumental in our growth and our companies, and people know who we are and wanting to do business with us. You know, it's just like anything. If you give people a lot of help, you know, you go up to a stove and say, hey, give me some heat and I'll give you some wood. That doesn't work so well. But if you put the wood in first and then light it, and that's what we do with the page, is we give a whole bunch of content, a whole bunch of information to help people out. And they seem to really appreciate that. And as a consequence, they like doing business with us.
So one thing that's kind of key, I feel like there is giving out the free information, right? Because I remember when I kind of stumbled across it years ago that like I started kind of reading it, and it really did it's given me over the years so many great tips. Matt, has it done that for you too? Have you gotten like a lot of like really great like actual like tips from Level the Playing Field, or has that just been my experience?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm kind of an addictive learner. I'm always trying to find new information. And I would say, you know, what Steve's doing, yes, they're giving out free information, but there's a lot of people out there that have freebies or whatever. I think the quality needs to be mentioned too, is like, you know, if I'm going to hire an appraiser, I want to make sure that that guy knows his stuff, right? That's why I'm hiring an expert. And so it's kind of your opportunity to interview these people just by seeing them show that they know what they're talking about. And so that certainly has been the case for me, that I've seen a lot of different topics and scenarios that people bring up, and Steve and Tony and a lot of other people in the group too. You see people that really know what they're talking about, really are able to provide some good information. And then you see, the crazies in there too that sometimes get booted out. But for the most part, it's a pretty good space for learning and sharing.
Steve, can you address a little bit of like what Matt was saying, like the crazies, right? Like, so there's been some controversial posts that have gotten like, just tons of comments and engagement. I mean, it seems like online in the roofing industry, the more controversial you can be, the more engagement you get. You almost get rewarded for being more controversial in a sense. Have you noticed that within your group? Have you noticed that within the industry?
If I'm controversial, I'm not aware of it. Of course, with almost 16,000 people, heck, if 0.1% are controversial, that's still what, 116. 16. So, it's like herding cats sometimes. Sometimes there's jerks and we have to boot them out. I had a guy threaten to come to my house with a gun.
Really?
Because I kicked him out of the chat room. He must have found tremendous value in the chat room. The fact that we kicked him out for being a jerk caused him to threaten to come to my house with a gun. So,
wow.
Of course, I used to be an officer, so I told him, come on over.
And Steve, you strike me as someone to not, you're a gun owner, I'm assuming. Is that right?
I most certainly am.
You're a proud gun owner, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, I go target practicing regularly.
Do you? Yeah, I love the skeet shooting. We go hunting one of these days. I love bird hunting.
There you go.
Matt, are you much of a hunter?
I haven't done that in years because been building businesses. Hopefully in the next 2 years, I won't have to be, 60 hours a week, and I'll be able to do some of that stuff again.
Man, you're going 60 hours a week. You're like in your early 60s, aren't you?
I'm 60 years old. So in the last 10 days, I was in Billings, Montana, Denver, Colorado for a couple of days, then Jacksonville, Florida, San Antonio. I'm back home in Dallas, and I'm flying to San Antonio in a few hours.
Man, I feel like I need to get on top of my stuff. Matt, you're a young man. Are you going 60 hours a week these days?
No. I right now I've got, I keep myself busy with my consulting and with the training that I do. I am on house arrest for travel right now, with another baby on the way. So, a lot of times I see Steve, and you as well, at all these conferences and events around the country. But right now I'm staying home doing everything virtually, and that it's a nice balance for the time, the season.
Yeah, it's nice to have that sort of like virtual business, right? I mean, the home-based sort of online business is pretty awesome. I personally love to travel. I mean, I think Steve is doing I'm just inspired, Steve. I mean, gosh, 60 hours a week. I didn't realize you were working that much on all these different businesses. And you must have so much passion for it, right? I'm guessing, especially the teaching.
Actually, I do. I have the gift of teaching. It just makes sense to me, and I love doing it. And people seem to get a lot from it. So I'm enormously blessed. I'm very fortunate.
Yeah. No, that's really great. Well, I literally am going to work a lot harder the next 30 days, maybe. And because of this conversation, I hope other guys kind of feel the same way. And yeah, Steve, I really appreciate you jumping on the line and kind of like telling us a little bit more about the Facebook group. And I think it's right. The quality that's on Level the Playing Field is a lot higher than kind of what you see on other Facebook groups, that they just sort of let everybody kind of go bananas, kind of one last thing to kind of touch on is I was actually personally kicked out of a Facebook group because of a controversial video that I posted of a gal on a rooftop in a bikini, and I got kicked out of that group. I didn't post it on yours because I didn't want to get kicked out of another group. But how does the kicking out stuff work, right? Like, what are the, I mean, I know there's rules on there, but can you tell us right now, what gets somebody kicked out of your group?
So we give people a warning, and if they're doing something, being a real jerk, what we'll do is we'll give them a 7-day, we'll cut them off for 7 days. You can go into the settings and you can mute somebody for 7 days, and they can actually read stuff, but they can't post. And
okay.
we typically give people a warning to stop acting like a jerk or whatever the case may be. And if they insist on acting like a jerk, then we kick them out. We're not wanting to kick people out. People insist on it. And so when they insist on it, we follow through.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. So, well, anyways, Steve, I'm going to let you go. Matt's going to hang out. We're going to kind of keep talking to some more people here, and really appreciate you jumping on the show, Steve. And, anyone, if you're looking for, I know you're working with the Commercial Roofing Academy, Steve. You're working with, you're doing consulting all around the country. People can actually hire you to come and talk to their company, right? There's so many things that you're doing that are so valuable. Is that, out of all the things you're doing, Steve, what's probably the number one thing that is driving you these days?
Good question. So my major definite purpose is to positively impact 100,000 lives for time and for eternity. And so this video goes out, so that can impact some people's lives. The live stream, man, I can impact Matt's life if he goes out there and impacts 10 people's lives, and next thing you know, 100,000 people's lives have been impacted. And if you leave this earth and you haven't impacted people's lives in a positive manner, then why are you here? I mean,
yeah. So
that's what drives me, is my major definite purpose. My major definite purpose, which is impact as many people's lives as possible. I've set a goal of 100,000 people to positively impact them for time and for eternity. So,
yeah, that's really great. Well, on that note, we'll kind of let you go, Steve, let you get back to it, and we will see you next time. Okay.
Excellent. Thanks so much, guys.
We're going to take a real quick break here, guys. Matt, you just hang out. We're going to have a couple words from one of our sponsors. Who are we shooting right now? Who are we showing? We're going to have a couple words from one of our sponsors. All right. We'll see you in just a moment.
All righty.
Nick Are we live yet? I don't know. I got you on the phone somehow on the Zoom. I joined the Zoom for some reason. I'm going to leave it. I think we might have just kicked him out. Is he? All right. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to get into copying it so I can send it to We're live? Okay, we're back. So I was trying to get Matt, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. I was trying to get I got to get the Zoom link out over to Nick Peret because he is going to jump on the live stream here. So the way we kind of do is the first segment is some news stories. I'm going to talk about materials, and then we do the featured guests, and we do, you know, Logan Graff kind of jumps on the first, talks about his things, and then this last segment, which is right now, is like different. We're doing different. What is it? Like live callers, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this is what's kind of hard about live is that like there's this sort of like it's so hard to do like technology
Oh, I know it.
like live at the same time. Like my brain, I'm like very one task. You know, you can already see it. Like I can't like talk and like type and all that stuff at the same time. Are you doing that? Cause you're doing live streams too, right? Are you not really?
I'm not anymore. So I did a podcast for about 10 weeks and, I just realized it was taking up too much of my time, for what I was getting out of it, basically.
Yeah, man, I hear you. I'm just too hard-headed, I feel like, but we're going to keep this going as long as I possibly can because, I mean, I just have fun doing it. You know what I mean? It's just like fun to kind of get in there. Oh, Nick's up now?
Yep.
Nick's on? Oh, Nick, can you hear me?
I am. Am I in?
You're in, dude. You're in. How are you?
What is going on, Armando? What
Not
up?
much. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Cool. Yeah, it's good to have you on the show. Thanks for popping on. And you're also on the phone. You're on the Zoom with Matt Danskin. You know Matt, right? Matt, do you know Nick?
Danskin, what's up, man?
Nick and I have known each other for years, man.
For years, we go way back, man.
Really? How do you guys know each other?
We got, yeah, you can tell the story if you want, Matt.
Yeah, I actually reached out to Nick when we were on the hunt for somebody to help with some marketing services. 5 years
right in the beginning. Yeah, that was like 4 or 5 years ago.
You know, and Nick was like, "Oh yeah, I've been doing this forever. It's something I'm doing." And he was like, I think we were like his first client, or second maybe, after Randy. But it's all good, man.
Yeah, for sure.
That sparked our friendship, and
we started working out together and stuff. You get your 100. You're getting your 100 miles in this month, or what? I see you're running 100 miles.
I'm at 73 and some change right now.
Let's go. Nice work.
You you both already completed 75 hard, correct?
No, I have not. What about you? Aren't you? So you're what? How deep are you in?
I'm
the day
right now? 29 right now.
Day 29.
Dude, it ain't no joke.
And how
man.
you feeling?
I feel fantastic, dude. I'm not exaggerating. I feel better than I think I've ever felt in my life, like physically, you know, we worked out this morning. I'm just like doing like squats, like, you know, these like full body squats, you know, where you kind of like, you know, you go up with the weight on the arm and then come all the way down, go back up. We're just doing those like a boss, you know, like no problem. I'm just like running, you know, a mile, no problem. I'm just like drinking tons of water, just feeling fantastic, dude. I'm loving that. I wish I would have done this earlier.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, if you want to get put through the ringer, go work out Danskin.
What's your workout routine?
Right now, my workout routine is running 3 to 5 miles a day.
Dude, that's right. What do you
used to be the weights though? It used to be the weights.
Yeah, I used when Nick first started working out with me, I was lifting pretty heavy, and so I think I was about 280 pounds at the time, and lifting a lot of weights. And putting them back down.
Matt, you're like posting these pictures on your stories, right? Where like I'm like, why, you look like you're gonna die. Like what's up with those pictures, dude?
Yeah. So we're doing a fundraiser this month. We're running 100 miles and basically raising some funds to help a family adopt, and you know, helping with that effort. So I'm just cool. You know. The pictures are kind of an awareness thing. I posted one, and then my wife got mad at me and said nobody wants to see your sweaty face on their story. And so I started doing it basically every day. Just those are the battles that I pick with my wife.
Well, you should write a little caption, dude. Like, because I see that and I'm like confused. And then so if you wrote a little caption that was like, this is what I'm doing, that would kind of help me, because I'm curious. I just looks like you're like working out super hard. I'm not exactly sure why.
Yeah. So I've made a couple posts, but yeah, I can put some more posts, let people know what that's all about. But
I'm not following you closely enough, huh?
that must be it. I'm not getting my message across. Mostly
Nick,
what it is
go
at the
ahead.
time that I post that, I am so exhausted that I can't even think to put all the details in there.
Mm,
And
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I was doing my outdoor workout the other day, like literally in a thunderstorm, like lightning and thunder all around me, and I was like, this is like legit scary. And like I was like worried I was gonna get struck by lightning, like literally. But that's kind of what we do, That's the thing with like 75 hard. They're kind of, they're saying like regardless of the circumstances, when we like if the conditions aren't right, we tend to quit things,
yeah,
and so that's been my experience. And so with this, like really kind of just doing it either way, what regardless of the conditions, it's really helped me to kind of get my mental fitness on point. But I mean, Nick, speaking of mental fitness, dude, like you do these like crazy like 100-mile runs, right? Like, are you still doing those?
a little bit, yeah. So I just had one 2 weekends ago. I did a 50-miler out in Oregon, so around Mount Hood, and that one went really well. I'm probably going to start to close out that chapter here pretty soon. I think I got my fix on the long distance runs, if you will. I possibly have one more in the tank, but after that, I think I'm gonna probably head out. But it's been pretty cool.
So, like, do you do that just for your own fitness? I mean, just for your mental fitness, just for fun, just to kind of get jacked or get ripped?
That is a great question. That is a great question. Part of the reason we usually in the 100 miles, we'll do it for a local fundraiser. It's called Daniel's Caravan. And pretty much they help transport kids who have childhood cancer to and from their appointments. Is, I guess, the person who started it here, her name's Jerry. Her son had leukemia and ended up passing away at 2 years old. And she said that Daniel would notice kids who didn't have rides back home from their appointments. So these kids would have to do chemotherapy and then stay at a bus stop afterwards, right? Because they didn't have a good
Wow.
transportation. So that's Daniel's Caravan, so they provide the transportation. So we do that for some awareness there. But I mean, when I got into it, it was just there's a girl out here. Her name's Courtney DeWalter. She runs like 240 miles in Moab, right? She's the one rated for like the top trail runner in America. She's actually from here. She lives out in Golden. And my buddy sent me a podcast, a Joe Rogan podcast one day, 4 years ago now, probably, that she was on. And just listening to her talk about her doing this, I was like, man, I wonder if I could run long distance. So about 4 years ago, I started running, 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, 5 miles, 7 miles, 17. It just started to add up. It's just pretty amazing to watch, like the way the body is able to get that much stronger so quickly.
Have you read that book, the book about like the long distance running? You know what I'm talking about?
Born to Run, possibly?
Born to Run. Yeah. Have you read that yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have. It's a super cool book.
Dude, have you read that yet, Matt?
I haven't read that one. No.
You should check it out, man. I mean, that book, like when they talk about like, man, it was crazy. This one, you probably remember this one part of it, where he's like, the guy like was raised in Africa, and like he had to run to get like his food for the day. And it still kind of chokes me up a bit because he's like, I would have to run to catch like our food, like our whatever animal they're kind of going after. And he's like, I mean, this wasn't like a competition. This was like, if I didn't come back with like some food, like my little baby was not going to eat. My 3-year-old would not eat. So it's like, that was what was on the line. Like, that's how he got the dude, he's like the ultra marathon, like, champion of the world. But that's how he got running 150 miles a day. Cause like, if you just keep running after an animal, the animal itself was going to get exhausted. It's going to stop, and you can catch it and kill it, take it home and eat it. Like, isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is wild. So, you mentioned 75 hard. My boy Randy Brothers, just so you guys know, he just started it. So let's make sure we're keeping him accountable, because he was talking mad trash about the 75 hard. I'm never going to do it. No way. And so he just signed up. So be keeping an eye open for him to see if he can finish this thing out.
I hope he keeps posting, man. I have to say, like, posting every day, like on my stories, has really like motivated me. Cause dude, there's been like, I mean, honestly, every day, bro, I'm like, I'm gonna quit today, like, you know, cause it's like, it's super hard, especially drinking all the water. I gotta pee right now, man. And I'm like holding it down. So, you know, but yeah, the no cheat meals is super hard too. I mean, I go on diets. I try to, you know, lose some weight, but I'm always like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to have this cheat meal and go to Dairy Queen or whatever, you know? And like, we were at my family this past weekend. My kids are eating ice cream. Everyone's eating ice cream. I'm just like sitting there, like not eating anything. I was like, oh, it was really, really rough, you know?
All I want is this ice cream.
I wanted that peanut butter parfait, you know? So yeah, but Nick, so yeah, what are you up to these days? I mean, what you're running? So we were talking about Facebook, man. With Steve Patrick was just on the line and like starting his Facebook group. He said he was like hoping, man, if we can get 100 people, and I could even like tell 100 people like what we do for our business and whatnot, like that'd be amazing. That was like 5 years ago, and now it's like 16,000, growing like 100 people a day.
Yeah, what are they at now, man? I think he's got like the biggest group, doesn't he?
I think so, dude. 16,000.
It's up there for sure.
Yeah.
15,856.
Man.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable. Big. Yeah, he's doing such a good job with that.
Well, you have one too, though, right? Like, well, you and Randy.
Yeah, we do. It's not ours isn't as big as Steve's though. So now
give us the plug, Nick. What's the group called for everybody listening?
He's gonna be showing us up. We have the Roofing Entrepreneurs group, and there we have, what do we have? I think we have like 5,000 or 6,000, something like that. Let's see what we got here.
That's pretty
we
got
5,500. So you got Steve Patrick. He's like triple in what we have, but we still got some action going on.
You guys have some good engagement, man. I really like your Facebook group a lot, actually.
Nick, what's the name of it so everybody can check it out?
The Roofing Entrepreneurs Group. Matt, you better be in it, right? You're supposed. Oh man,
I am.
That's in like
I'm
every
one of
group.
5.6.
Come on, man.
Wait, Roofing Entrepreneur Group, right? The
yes,
roofing. Okay,
sir.
Here we go. I'm gonna share to your group. Let's see if you let me get this post past you.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, I mean, Matt's saying that you're like in every group, dude. You're like, dude, your business has basically been through Facebook. You getting your name out there through Facebook. Am I right or am I wrong?
You know, I would say that's been huge for me. You know, the first year of my business, I think I spent about $300 in advertising.
Wow.
You're doing organic stuff though, aren't you? Aren't you just doing mostly posting and some engagement and stuff like that?
Yeah. So, you know, I've for years I've been kind of engaged in a lot of that stuff. I love, like we were talking about with Steve, I love learning stuff. I love engaging in this stuff, talking about it. You know, I'm passionate about what we do. And so that has connected me up with a lot of people. But honestly, the biggest thing that I've realized as I've grown my business over the last year and a half is that my clients are what's really helping me grow my business. So I rely on them so much.
Practicing your own referral system.
Practicing what I preach, right? I'm telling people to get referrals. And so most of my business comes from referrals from contractors that are using my training and successful with it, that are then telling their buddy 2 states away, hey, this is worthwhile, you should do it.
Well, it helps to win awards.
I mean, I've heard nothing but good things. And what, you're innovator of the year now, right?
Is this let me
I was jealous, dude. I was jelly, yo.
Look at that. Look at, he pulls the picture of it, everything right there. Congratulations on that.
I bet Nick was a little jelly about that too.
I was a little jelly about that. Oh, where's mine? Where's my trophy?
Yep. That's really cool though, Matt. I mean, yeah, no, you've done a really good job with that. I'm really excited for you, man. Happy for you. So
I was excited. I'm very blessed in my business for sure. And yeah, there's I probably didn't deserve it, but I've got a bunch of buddies that went and voted for me a bunch of times. So hey, that's what it takes to win.
That's what it is, man. That's what you got to do. That's really great. Yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, guys, I think we're going to kind of wrap it up. I appreciate you coming on, guys. Nick, it's great to have you, and everyone, you know, reach out to Nick. Nick, what should they reach out to you for web design, for digital marketing in general?
For sure.
Right?
I mean, we continue to kind of evolve. For those who don't know, we only work with roofing contractors. I mean, the big thing that we're pushing now is creating the modern day contractor. we do a lot of, if we're looking at lead generation sources, commercial lead gen is definitely going to be our specialty. So we prefer to work with commercial roofing contractors now at this point. But one thing that we did notice is when we are getting people to, leads and whatnot, is making sure that their systems and processes are built correctly. So utilizing technology with the CRM and all the third-party integrations, we can help out with setting all that stuff up properly for them as well.
All right, I'm already like really, really confused. That's a lot of information, man.
Well, so basically, just think of it this way. So yeah. I knew we were wrapping it up. So
no, we're not. We're not. If you have a little time, guys, I got Jason Stoffel. Nick, you know Jason.
Yeah, I know Jason too.
Yeah, Matt, do you know Jason Stoffel?
I do.
Yeah. So guys, like, I didn't mean to cut you off, Nick. But obviously, reach out to you for digital marketing, especially in the commercial contracting side. Is that right?
Yeah, let's just keep it with that. That works
okay.
for me. What's up, Jason?
Jason.
What's up, guys? How are you?
Dude, I'm really glad you joined on, man, because I wanted to tell Nick and Matt about research, man. Like, it's kind of exciting, dude. Like, I mean, I'm sure Nick knows about it, but Matt might not. The audience, I'm sure, does not. Jason Stoffel is the owner of KV Windows here in Denver, Colorado. Awesome, like, window restoration guy. If you need window restoration, he is the dude to talk to, or someone that works at his company. And but what's even more exciting to me, I know something you're super passionate about, Jason, is research. So research is like helping people who are recovering from drug and alcohol addiction, right? It's not a nonprofit, right? It's a for-profit, which you're pretty, clear, transparent about that. Jason, can you tell us a little bit about research?
Yeah, man. So our first area of this is a sober house. We have a sober house just outside of Denver, or on the Denver-Westminster border, where we have guys come in and stay with us in a transitional housing system, coming from recovery centers and recovery programs back into society, getting jobs and things like that, where KV Windows also tends to offer a lot of the guys jobs and doing a lot of labor work and things like that out of the house. The house also provides like a personal development coaching program through the house, where we help guys set goals, get a daily routine under their system, track their goals, track their weekly schedules, and what they're actually accomplishing on a week-to-week basis. And we also provide weekly training with them to accomplish more and more through life, and how to set goals and things like that.
So that you're saying your research is not for everybody, though, I feel like, right? Like,
absolutely not. No, research is more for people that have some sobriety under their belt. We're not a company that's very good at, nor do we want to step in the realm of helping people get sober. It's more for the guys that have been sober or have some time under their belt in sobriety and are looking to excel at life from there. So it is something that, since I got sober, I've realized that people in sobriety or in recovery really are great managers, business owners, employees, if you get them to refocus their chaos from their drug addiction into a positive light and looking forward. Because they really did live in a life of chaos, multitasking, all this crazy stuff, that when you shift that focus into a positive realm, then all of a sudden they start being very productive people. And so that's what research is trying to do, is to reignite that fire under people that have some sobriety under them, or have some time in sobriety and then want to look to excel at life. So that's what the secondary personal development coaching of research is all about, is really pushing people to understand their capabilities in life, and that sobriety is not the pinnacle of their life, and achieving sobriety is not a pinnacle of their life. It's just the beginning of what they have to do in front of them.
So one thing, I mean, Matt and Nick, they are what we would call in recovery, you guys are normies. Have you ever heard that term before?
I have not.
Have you heard of that term, Matt, normie?
I have, yeah.
You have? Because you're a regular drinker, right?
I drink every once in a while. I don't think I've had a drink in a month. Okay. Thinking about it. So like you said, a normie, like, I'm not trying to not drink. I just think to go have a drink.
It's so funny.
I think I had a drink, went and met up with you in Denver, and me and a couple guys had a drink, and you're just like, nope, No, thanks. I think you ordered a water or something.
Yeah, my go-to drink is a club soda. You know,
Club soda with lime for those of us that need to fit in.
well, I don't even take the lime. You know what, Jason? I don't even take a lime anymore because it reminds me of drinking a Corona with lime, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't even have a lime in my soda. That's how bad I am. Nick, you're just like a normal drinker too, though, right? You have a beer with your friends. You and kind of Randy have beers and stuff like that.
I am a normie. Yeah, I'm a normie.
Yeah. So yeah, normies are when you're like guys like Jason and I were in recovery. You know, we don't drink anymore. I've been sober 19 years. Jason's been sober a while too. We just we call you guys normies. You can actually drink like normal, which is really cool. You know, but like at some point we like crossed the line into like not normal anymore, and we just kind of like developed these like really. I almost died from drinking too much. You know, and I think Jason did too as well. So I mean, and now. You know, I love that research is like this resource. Like you can go and find a place to live if you're kind of struggling with drug and alcohol addiction, and then like plus like helping people like know that there's like more to life than just like being sober. You can start a business. You can run marathons. You can help the community.
You can box. Jason's been boxing. Oh, how'd that fight go?
Oh, it turned out terrible, bro.
You still got in the ring, though.
I was showed up. The guy ended up being 80 pounds heavier, 2 inches taller, knocked me out the second round.
That's the big boy.
Yeah, we got.
They had me sign waivers saying, "Hey, are you sure you want to fight this guy? You're gonna have to sign off on a waiver that we're not responsible for." I was like, "Man, I didn't train for 3 months not to. Let's go. Come on."
Did you get like punched in the face, Jason?
Yeah, he knocked me out. Yeah.
Wow, dude. Like you were out cold?
Yeah, bro. I looked like a drunken sailor stumbling back to the corner. Like it was bad.
Oh my gosh. I wish I could see some video of that.
No. Oh, it's online, bro. Go for it. You'll find it. Just Google it on Facebook or Google it on Facebook. Look it up on Facebook. You'll find it.
Dude, I want to see you get in the ring with Matt or Nick. I want to see with you and Matt. Dude. Oh my gosh.
What is this guy trying to do over here?
No thanks. Because I'll be that guy that gets knocked out cold.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be signing waivers. What about you, Armando? How about you, Armando?
Dude, I am like the biggest wimp. Like I'm like a straight, I like run. I run away from fights for the most part. I would literally run away from fights. Although I did take some Krav Maga in college. So that's the Israeli fighting techniques. They literally train you how to like kill people with your bare hands. It's like Israeli fighting. So I did take that in a semester in college, which and actually the first thing they tell you if you're going to get into a fight, they say just start like yelling really loud to like draw attention to like your attacker. And usually that yelling really loud will get the attacker to like leave you. So it's basically like a huge cry for help at the top of your lungs for the most part.
I don't think that works in
their boxing ring.
No.
Yeah,
they're just gonna punch you in the face if you start screaming like that.
Yeah, did you try to scream in the boxing ring or no?
No. Didn't try the screaming routine. No.
Matt, did you get a picture with Mayweather at the Win the Storm?
I did not. No. So he gave out, I think, the award before mine and the 2 after mine, but didn't do my award.
Dang.
He was. I heard rumors that he was intimidated by me, so that's why. But
I could see that.
It's just a rumor at this point.
That was pretty cool to see Mayweather over there, man. I have to say, I was like right there and like listen to him talk and everything, and he's come such a long way. It's pretty incredible. But maybe you can get Mayweather into helping into the ring one of these days.
Yeah, give me some pointers.
Drop probably like $200,000 on getting him over there. Yeah. Probably will do it for $200,000 though.
Yeah, he's all about the money.
For sure.
He just made 100. I think he just made $100 million in the Logan Paul fight. So
yeah. I don't know if $200,000 will even get him out of his lazy.
Yeah.
Dude, we're like living in a day when like a professional boxer wants to be a YouTuber and a professional YouTuber wants to be a professional boxer, and they like come together and make $100 million. Like what the hell?
Yeah, I think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see a lot of his like famous celebrities boxing each other in the future. I think that's gonna be like the new thing.
Yeah. Well, there's some.
Yeah, when they can make more in the ring and a night in the ring, and then they do making a film, they're gonna be all over it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take the loser's purse against Mayweather. I'll just come out there in my pajamas and all right, go ahead.
I think we need a roofers tournament. I think that's what we need.
Well, there are some roofers that are trying to get into boxing. I mean, you guys might have seen some stuff online with a couple guys trying to box. I think it's like Lee Hayden and Jack Nix. They're kind of talking about boxing, but it didn't happen, I don't think. So
it faded. It's not going down. It's not going down.
See, that's the thing. Like that kind of thing got so much engagement, dude. Like, you know, did you notice that, Nick? They had like, I don't know, 200 some odd comments. I feel like we were talking with Steve Patrick, the more controversial you can be in this industry, like the more engagement you get, it's rewarded. Like even in the culture in general, like high controversy gets rewarded, which just causes more like, just like, you know, it makes it like just more controversial things, you know, and people, you know, wanting to do something more like intellectual, like they get kind of left behind. I don't know. That's my feeling. What do you think?
Facebook, yeah, roofers can get a little rowdy on the Facebook groups for sure. It definitely could get pretty funny over there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, I don't know if I told you, I got kicked out of Roofing Insights. Did I tell you about that? Yeah, so I'm out, dude.
You got kicked out of the roofer group?
I got kicked out of Roofing Insights group. Yeah.
You're out?
I'm out. because because I posted that, you know, that very controversial video. I got sucked into all that, man. Like getting into the controversy, you know, and then I knew the video was controversial, like a girl in a bikini on a roof, you know, and like and so it got me a lot of bad publicity for the most part, and bad publicity is not good publicity, guys. Like take it from me.
It didn't work out in your favor. Now you're kicked out of the roofing group.
Yeah, and then I quit posting, man. I got all scared of getting anyone kicked out of other groups, you know, and then I'll be like ostracized forever. So I've got my cool little Roofing It podcast group with about 100 members, and we get like, you know, a couple likes here and there. So I'm digging that.
Nice.
So anyways, guys, it's really great to have you on the show. Jason, thank you for what you're doing with research, man. I know you're super passionate about it. I love working, like talking to you guys, because I know, Matt, you're really passionate about what you're doing. Nick, you are too. And, you know, I love doing this kind of thing and running my roofing business as well. And everything that we're doing, you know, with video and media and stuff is pretty exciting. So anyways, I think we're going to wrap it, guys. We went like way over. I'm supposed to like finish this in an hour, but it went about 1:15 today. So I really appreciate you guys jumping on, and make sure you reach out to these guys, and we'll, I'm going to kind of let you guys go, and I'm going to do my final thought here. So I will see you guys later. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yep.
See you guys.
I'm going to do a final thought. Okay. Okay, guys, so we are back from our little break, and you know, for this last segment, this last couple minutes here, I just kind of want to do my final thought of like today's show, and also some final thoughts in general. One more shout out to our advertisers. We have Jack Hanks, Public Adjuster. Thank you so much for your support, guys. If you have a large loss claim, contact Jack Hanks first. You know, give him a call, let him know what's going on. He'll give you a free consult on what the claim is about, and then, you know, you can decide from there what else you want to do. You know, if you want to keep moving forward or what, you know. So thank you, Jack Hanks, Public Adjuster. Make sure you reach out to him. And the next advertiser we have is Get the Referral. So Get the Referral is an app, guys. Like if you ever wanted to take your roofing company to the next level, get an actual app that lets you do project management inside the app. Your customer can download the app. You can send them notifications about the job through the app. And most importantly, they can put referrals into the app, and the app will track everyone that is getting referred to you. So it is an amazing app. We're in the process of getting it built now, and I can't wait to have it out. So make sure you contact Get the Referral. To kind of close out the show today, kind of do a final thought, and that final thought kind of goes with what Logan's slogans was about. Is that if you want to achieve greatness, you have to go for it and not ask for permission. I think it's important to balance that with with not being reckless about what you're doing. Because being reckless can definitely get you into a lot of problems. Take it from me. I've been reckless and I know what it's like. It's been a long, hard road to kind of get where I am these days. And it continues to be a journey, it continues to go up and down, and so I think it's important to pursue your goals, your dreams, get clear about what your goals and dreams are, get real clear about what does success look like for you, and it doesn't necessarily have to be about flying around in public and private jets all the time. Maybe success to you is having a happy family, and having a happy family has nothing to do with money. Well, actually does have something to do with money, but money isn't like the number one priority with having a happy family. It's spending time with your family and being good to them, So that's going to be my final thought for the day. And I will go ahead and we're going to end the live stream over today. I just love doing this thing, guys. I'm so passionate about it. I love it. I'd like to add more days to it. So if you are a sponsor, advertiser, thinking about, where to put some dollars, you could support us, and we can add some more days to this live stream to, keep it going even more so than it is already. So thank you again, guys. And we will see you next week on the Contractor Weekly.